Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dreadnought Nautical Domination 2. And today, we have the Sunnacle by Yoshi and the Juniper by the boats, competing against each other. Alright, so since this is the first episode, we'll be showcasing each vehicle. So, the Sunnacle is rather, square ship. It features 5 main turrets with a single gun each. These are 1600 millimeters. All 5 of them are Doom Crams per se. They have 600 pellet actions. This is a Cram CWIS actually. It's very interesting. It works some of the time, but when it succeeds, it does so quite spectacularly. Also can't speak English today. Overall, it has a very interesting aesthetic. Gotta say. Its armor scheme is rather interesting, having a very hollow armor scheme per se. Especially this corridor inside. It's very unique. It's very unique, yeah. So this armor belt will make it very immune to heat and hash, which its opponents, the Juniper, won't be firing. So here is the Juniper. It features 3 main turrets, all 3 of them having a single gun. Each of these are 500mm APS with railguns. They shoot APHE, hollow points, and APHE again. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the third one. 1 sec. I'm supposed to spawn these in. I'm supposed to spawn the Juniper in as a great talent ship. There we go. The Juniper has a very interesting. Well, it has a very interesting decoration with a giant nuclear bomb on top and art piece. You could call this. It's like doing a somersault, but like every frame is captured. It's overlaid and stuff. It also has this It also has this fire pit, which is very interesting to say the least. Overall, these are 2 fairly normal ships for now. And yeah, let us begin. First hit goes to Juniper. Let's check on the damage. Not much has been done to the Sunnacle yet. Some blocks falling off here and there. Nothing much. Juniper seemingly hasn't taken a shot. Here comes Crams. Absolutely massive hits. First turret is disabled, which is rather huge considering that the Juniper only has 3 turrets. Juniper slowly chunking away Sunnacle's health. I think you see what it's not doing much. Sorry if it's a bit loud. I may have to tweak things a bit later. That Cram has been launched into space. Juniper seems to be listing a little. Probably not to be fatal, but it's still listing quite a bit. Sunnacle getting some good hits on the enemy. There goes another shell. Jeez. Ooh, good hits. After the shot, let's go check on the Sunnacle. Ooh, and the Juniper has stopped firing for some reason. I think the steam engines have been disabled. It does seem so. Without steam engines, Juniper cannot fire. Well, since it can't, shoot its railguns. I don't know whether or not to call it here, but there's no repairs. And the Juniper isn't exactly fighting. And the Juniper isn't exactly fighting back, but since this is episode 1, we'll let it run, and then we'll decide later on. Overall, the Sunnacle seems to have a very high DPS in terms of well, yes, it does have very high DPS. The unfortunate thing of only having 5 cram cannons is the fact that they miss very often. And they don't deal with missing all that well. Ooh, massive hits. Massive chunk. Picking up. And by the way, I didn't comment to you on this, but the Juniper is completely filled with these triangle corners, which help to serve as a distraction for the turret. Well, the Juniper seems to be listing over. Just checking for 2 damaged, or I mean not 2 damaged, 80% sinking. The crams and the Sunnacles are quite powerful. They are 1600mm, but they do pack an enormous punch. If I do recall correctly, they reload it once every 35 seconds, so they're not bad in terms of DPS, but well, they're very good in terms of DPS actually. But considering he's taking this much, and there goes the Juniper, 2 damaged. And that's it for round 1. Let's move on to round 2 and see if the G better. There we go. Most of the damage seems to be coming from the thump gun. Getting this close to the Sunnacle is a very dangerous spot position. Ooh, that was very close to being very dangerous. Ooh, but a Krem does seem to be disabling the Juniper. Sorry, not the Juniper, the Sunnacle. Seems like the Stoker is out of action. And jeez, that was loud. Krem volley coming in. Both turrets disabled, well, 2 turrets disabled in a single shot. Well, not a single shot, a single volley. And this turret, is still functional, surprisingly. Quite amazing, honestly. Hope that turret's gone enemies, so there's not much point left in that. I think starting from next round, I'm gonna starting from next match, I'm gonna implement if you can't fire back, then you'll get DQ'd. You'll... I wonder why that's purple. Connection rule checks will only be available in designer mode. Also, what is with the Krem that's being launched into the sky? I realize that the Juniper has really good shielding, but it shouldn't be this good. Ooh. It's that, I don't know what to call it, the monument? The monument to the nuke? Sunnacle does seem to be low in the water, though. Well, if it sinks right now, it won't be 80% sinking. It might gain DQ time, but it's not going to be instantly disqualified. Also, some of these turrets seem to be a bit damaged. Yeah, this turret seems to be at 1000mm. This turret as well. And this turret as well. So, I guess the railguns did do some form of damage. I'm assuming the boat was designed against other APS entries, where a good penetration could could entirely disable an enemy. You can see the Swiss cheese of the belt armor. You can see the Swiss cheese of the belt. You can see the Swiss cheese of the belt. You can see the Swiss cheese of the belt armor right here. Geez, I wish. Can't gun sounds be a little quieter? There we go. That's it. Better. Steam engine seems to be disabled again. Seems to be a common occurrence. Well, not that it could have been prevented anyways. This is a lot of armor to chunk through. Yeah, to keep for my own sanity, I'm gonna have to implement that, no armament rule. I do have to say these spin block decos are very, very interesting. They look very nice, but well, they don't function well. They don't function. The explosion radius on these crimes is absolutely massive. From the non-damaged ones, anyways. Which, Sunnacle seems to have a shortage of. Seems like the only non-damaged ones are these two back here. Ooh, that shot's headed straight for the turret. And, ooh, turret gets popped. Man, the guns on the Sunnacle are very devastating. They essentially evaporate whatever they touch. It's that there's a lack of them. Which, well, you know, if they were to increase the number of guns, well, it would have been the tournament. Just block confetti from all those slopes. Not the slopes, those triangle corners. Never mind. This is very slow. Sunnacle having lost 3/5 of its firepower is quite, well, yeah, quite interesting, per se, in a certain manner. Seems like it only has 1/5 of its firepower left somehow. Yeah, that rear turret, that yeah, Only this turret seems to be functional. Let's go check on the damage. The thing I love about railguns is you can just see this like trails of damage that they leave behind. You can see where the hollow points of the damage. They just chunk out a bit of the armor each time. And then there's Swiss cheese holes where the APHE hit. On the other hand, well, actually, the Juniper has a very um, clean belt. This deck is absolutely ravaged, though. This is a pretty nice view, I would say. Well, it seems like the Juniper's gonna get deep. Well, the Sunnacle's gonna win simply through time. We have a few seconds left. Since the victories are not HP based, there's no exact point in them. Well, there's no exact point in like wanting the Sunnacle to actually sink the Juniper. This is quite unfortunate. The Juniper is actually a very scary ship if it's paired against APS entries. Its shielding makes it so that, well, a lot of the shells get deflected. And its APHU guns make sure that no turret gets in popped, well, no turret stays in popped. Oh, I maybe have forgot to set the timer. Let's move on to the next round. Oh, use time limit. 600 seconds. And let us start round 3. If the Juniper managed to win this round, then this well, he might win through the votes. Also, I forgot to comment on how long the new Juniper's barrels are. It's very long. Probably because I've seen these ships plenty of times. The remarkable features start to wear out. Ooh, something caused a lag spike. Nothing major on each side. One cram seems to be disabled though. Let's check on the damage actually. Yeah, there seems to be a few blocks missing here. I wonder where the entry wound is. No, seriously, where's the entry wound? Anyways. Sorry, just testing out the control caps locks feature. Ooh. Juniper seems to be disabled already. Oh, yep. Don't skimp on your underwater protection, folks. Well, to be fair, the boat did not. They did not skimp on underwater protection. That's a 4 meters of metal slash alloy and a single layer of heavy armor. And a single, well, I'm not sure if it's a single, but it looks like a single explosion made it all the way through and well, destroyed the steam engine. Quite unfortunate. Well, the Juniper is adept at, well, disabling the guns of the Sunnacle. And unfortunately, it seems that, well, the Juniper seems to have lost round 3 as well. Excuse me. It's like, you know, each of these shells is like a mini, it's like a mini nuke. It's just devastating to see. It's like you're launching a nuke every few seconds. These have like a 30-meter explosion radius. I'm pretty sure they have like a fifth of the explosion, the explosive power of a nuke. But still, jeez, just so much damage per shot. Just that there are not a lot of shots. I just imagine if all 5 of those guns were concentrated into like a single volley and all into a single point. They'll just bracket a ship and just absolutely annihilate it. But I guess this is better for continuous DPS. This is like a spinny boy. By the way, all the Daddy Blades are set to 0. Well, they're set to not create any force, so they're fine. And weirdly, these shells are only taking a single percent off of Entry's health. Sorry, the Juniper's health. And since the percentage is block based, it's attesting to the amount of blocks that the Juniper has. It has 21k blocks. Actually, I should have shown this first. I'll do that in a sec. The pen time seems to be quite high, actually. I guess the Sunnacle was also expecting thicker ships. Ooh, that shot seemed to be very close. Man, you can just see a flock confetti every time the Sunnacle lands a shot. The superstructure is where a lot of those triangle corners are concentrated. And there goes the confetti again. Almost a bit heart-shaped. And the Juniper seems to be falling over. Sorry, rolling over. This seems, well, very accurate. Oh, and the Juniper has 2 damage. Congratulations, Yoshi. You have won this match. Well, unfortunately for the boat, this was just an unlucky match, we gotta say. Anyways, that was the end of the fights. Now let us go showcase the next ships. I also have to showcase the 2 ships we have currently. I didn't open the V menu for them. So this is the Juniper by the boat. It's 7 materials under. Has a lot of blocks. A low volume for this tournament actually. It has low firepower again, though this is quite misleading. It says quite a bit of firepower. Summer cost is 51.3%. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was the Juniper by the boat. Moving on, we have the Sunnacle by Yoshi. So this is a 12k under. Yeah, it's got about 500 firepower, which is quite high. Armor cost 56%. Yeah, actually more blocks than the Juniper. Quite a bit more volume too. And yeah, let me show you the cannons. They're quite ridiculous. No, I was wrong. Not a fifth of the. That's about a third. Yeah, that is a third of nuke. That is quite monstrous. Anywho, that was the Sunnacle by Geoshi, but don't click off yet. We're showing off the next ships. The next ships are the Endowments and the Battlecruiser Charles Victor. So let us start with Endowments. The Endowment also takes quite a while to load. Good. So, here is the Endowment, or the Endowment 2. I gotta say, quite a nice looking ship for such a simplistic design. It features 6 cram cannons. Well, six main turrets and a single turret in the back. These are relatively large. They aren't huge by contrast, but these do pack a punch. So, number 2, this is by Jargon. Yeah, 129 firepower. I'm pretty sure this is the lowest in the tournament. And it's 66.4. Please note that the firepower rating isn't fully accurate. It has a Don't Shoot On Me sign. It has quite an interesting bridge. Well, no, I thought this was walkable. Anyways, pretty nice bridge. Get to see the sunset. And yeah, that's Endowment 2. Alrighty, moving on to the next entry. We're looking at the Battlecruiser Charles Victor by Cable Patrol. I do have to say, this is one of the nicer looking ships in this tournament. It's a very nice looking color scheme with the blue and gold. With blue and gold white color scheme. It's very video game-esque. It's also quite... Well, it's got interesting proportions. Well, so did the Endowment, but... it features a spinning radar thing, a spinning sonar thing. Also features a broadside of not quite diff guns. They have I'm pretty sure these have a single autoloader plus clip. And yeah, this has 300 firepower, most of that being cram, some of that being APS. Their armor percentage of 48.1. These are the crams. Quite decently powerful. I'm pretty sure these are AP frag. And this APS being 7. And these are frag. And yeah, it's quite an interesting entry. This is the Battlecruiser Charles Victor by Cable Patrol. Cable Patrol 88. Gotta say the full name. Moving on. Well, oh, that was the last ship. Well, that's the end of episode 1 and showcase for the first 2 episodes. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.